Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and that was probably the worst card throw ever that I decided to roll with. Sorry about that. Today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Something from Bladebinge. This is available right now. I have a feeling this is going to be a really, really popular one. So, links in the description for this guy and Bladebinge in general. Obviously, both the Bladebinge shop and Bladebinge.com. That's got a great aftermarket buy-sell trade, or not aftermarket, secondary market buy-sell trade. Probably the best place to go in the knife world online to do your buying, selling, and trading. But their exclusive stuff, super cool, and this is definitely destined to be, I think, probably at the top of the list for the ones that they've done. Thanks to Bladebinge for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Make sure that your notifications are turned on. I'm going to start telling people that. I noticed this small percentage of my subscribers that actually have their notifications on, and I always have people telling me, oh boy, that's beautiful. I always have people telling me I don't get notifications for live streams. That's when I do my giveaways, which this will all probably end up as a giveaway item. So make sure right now that your notifications are on. What do we have here? Oh boy, this is a dark mode collab. Look at that. So who made this? Vero. How cool. Okay, so what is this called? It actually says it on the front of the box, which is why I kept it turned over. This is the Avid 1. A mix of, mini designs. I mean, the Vero aesthetic is one that is instantly recognizable, and if you don't know who Vero is, the moment you see this knife, you'll be able to recognize Vero knives from now on. So, this is the Avid 1, the dark mode collaboration through Bladebinge. What do we have here for the blade steel? Probably M390. Does it say actually on the outside of the box? Almost certain. Black, black, aqua, Avid 1. No, it doesn't. I believe, though, that it is. If it doesn't say anywhere else. Sometimes they like to hide it. Do we have it hidden here? No. We have the serial number, which these are going to be limited. I'm going to venture to guess that these are 20 CV or M390. Now, I think they still have their OEM as Bestech. A lot of people like to try and correct me and say, no, it's Riot. They did that for a couple of projects, but typically their OEM is Bestech. So we have a front flipper and we have a rear flipper. We also have G10, two different colors of G10. Obviously, the dark mode color there is going to be the main. This one's more blue than green. It's more of a light blue. And then we have water coming down here because that's where my office is. This is where all the water comes through. So that's always fun, right in the middle of a video. And then we have what it looks like is a steel liner. Not sure what these are going to cost. I don't think they're, at the time of this recording, I don't think they're even loaded on the website for me to look at. But these are recorded in the past and scheduled for the future. So for some reason, some people have a hard time understanding how that works. A lot of my content is recorded 2 weeks before anybody can see it at all. And then it goes public, right? So if you were the first person to watch it today, you're watching it 2 weeks ahead of when I recorded it. I'm sorry, I recorded it 2 weeks ahead of when you're watching it. That's probably why it's confusing. It's because I talk like an idiot. Is this titanium? Surely not. Hold on a second. Now, I know we can have non-magnetic steel. I know that we do. But, I mean, so my magnet wants the clip. It doesn't want these liners at all. Are these liners titanium? Because now it doesn't have to be. A steel liner, in fact, like a titanium liner without a steel lock bar insert, many people would argue it will actually wear faster. But the titanium parts required to make the titanium for the liners is more expensive than the steel for the liners, right? Which is people kind of have this. That's why a titanium, just strength to weight ratio and the fact that they can't rust or it's really hard for them to corrode, and then adding a steel lock bar insert, this is usually the preferable combination there. But it still is something noteworthy if the liners are titanium. I just thought they were steel. I'm looking for a lock bar, so I don't see one. These might be titanium liners. I'm not sure. I mean, I've seen non-magnetic hardware made out of is it 303 non-magnetic or something? I can't remember. Hinderer Knives had to explain that they use a non-magnetic steel for some of their hardware, but that their liners were in fact titanium on, I think that came up on the XM18 3.5-inch auto. That's interesting. Maybe if Bladebinge wants to, usually Bladebinge watches these videos, so if you guys want to pop in down in the comment section and clarify, that would be cool. Because if that is the case, obviously, you know, if the price tag is a little higher than what people might be expecting, then the titanium kind of helps out with that price tag, at least to people who value the titanium parts. I do. I always think it's neat. The action on this is really, really nice. Definitely. It feels like a Vero minus the jimping. Usually I'm used to jimping out here. It's kind of like a medium Nova mixed with the Synapse, kind of. And then it has the wire clip, which in and out of the pocket, easy. The access to that little opening hole there is perfect, as per usual. And then, can we get it this way? Where's that? Yeah, there it is. Kind of midway through. Front flipper's okay. It's a little short. Rear flipper's perfect. Rear flipper's definitely perfect. I would venture to guess that this is still best deck, right? Lockup feels good. Detent feels good. Yep. Oh, very good. Very good. Always partial to Vero knives. So this is an interesting one. I think, in particular, this is going to be a Vero that is tempting for people who still want a nearly full-size Vero, but maybe have been turned off by a lot of the heavier, mostly titanium or full titanium Veros, right? None of these models are designed for everybody. Each pocket knife, you know, unless we're talking about something like the QSP Penguin, is really designed for specific groups of people. Let me go ahead and measure this guy real quick so you know what we're looking at. Overall length is, it's actually not even, I thought it was going to be closer to 8 inches, 7.65 if you include the space that's created by this little butt spacer thing. Let's go ahead and just measure to the back of the scale. You're essentially looking at 7.5 inches on the dot. But your blade length is 3.35 and your cutting edge is 3.25. So pretty good blade to handle ratio there. Let's weigh it. It's going to weigh substantially less than its other, like a lot of its full size Vero brothers. Yep, 3.7 ounces. So pretty good there on the ratios. It looks like we have T8, and it can be mounted for left or right-handed carry. So T8 across the board for the hardware. That's cool. And let's do a couple of size comparisons here real quick. What do we have out on the table? I have the Spyderco PM2. There we go. I have the Benchmade Bug Out. Probably really close to the size of the Benchmade Bug Out, while just being kind of like a broader guy. Let's put it up against the Demco 80. I'm sorry, not the 80, the Shark Cub. I have the Sage 6 out here. What else do I have? Oh, here we go. Civivi Vision FG. That's always a good one. A little smaller than the FG. And a Pyrite. Oh, yeah, and then this guy, too, for some more budget knives. CJRB Pyrite Light and Vosteed Porcupine. Okay. Pretty cool. I think a lot of people will really enjoy this. You can definitely expect to see... I'll review this knife. I'll have to get the review up pretty quick, because that will end up being the giveaway for usually Bladebinge. If they have a knife that I can give away, they will sponsor the live stream, and then it'll be like the midstream giveaway. So you will almost certainly have an opportunity to win this knife from one of my live streams, which usually take place Friday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Get your notifications turned on. At least make sure the bell is on. Make sure that your notifications are allowed through the YouTube application in your phone. That is usually a huge component of why people don't get notifications. But I noticed only about 10% of my subscribers have their notifications turned on, which I think is pretty typical. So make sure they're turned on and you're good to go. But that's going to be it for today until we do the review. So thanks again, Bladebinge. Links in the description for this guy. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.